Hi, this is Morgan, and I'm gonna start off by reading my purpose statement, or just kind of summarizing it as I go along. For a majority of my life, I didn't really have access to nature. My family was lower class and we lived in a dangerous part of town in southwest Florida. Where I was raised, the trees are artificially placed, the sand on the beach is imported from different countries, and the land is so flat that you can see ahead of you for what felt like hundreds of miles. I craved to be a part of something real, not palm trees spaced out by exactly 10 feet. I wanted forests and rivers, and oh gosh, I wanted mountains. Eventually, in the spring of 2015, I got to visit my dad and stepmom out here in Washington for the first time. As we drove home from the Seattle-Tacoma airport, I remember specifically how foreign the air felt in my lungs. It was earthy, cold, and clear. The next morning, I looked at the horizon to see hills and even further Mount Hood. I remember crying. A place I had yet to spend 24 hours in had suddenly become my home. My project's purpose is to express in a visual way the emotions and ties I felt to a place that I hardly knew. Additionally, it is for me to reflect on who I was then and who I am now after living here for over 2 years. The mountain is meant to be Mount Hood in my painting here, which I will show you. I don't know if I can get like the whole thing in here. Yeah, there you go. So the mountain in there is supposed to be Mount Hood, a natural structure that completely changed the course of my life. For me, I see it as a symbol of the strength and the courage I see in myself after I chose to leave behind the life I knew to trade it for one I was going into blindly, and I was hoping that it was going to be a better one, since the whole first 15 years of my life wasn't ideal always, since we struggled financially. I wasn't really in a place that I cared about. It just felt very out of place and like I wasn't living the life that I was supposed to. So, there are evergreen trees as far as the eye can see, a lake that reflects a horizon, and a staggeringly tall peak towering above it all. And that's something I really wanted to show in this, because those were some of the first things that I wanted to see, and things I had never seen before. And as a kid, these are things I wanted to be able to experience and go through and see in person, and I didn't get to until I was like 16. So now that I finally have that life that I was envisioning and hoping for when I was a kid, I don't regret anything that I've done to get to where I am now. And for that reason, that's why I wanted to show all of these things, where I've got trees and I've got them behind this little bit of the poem here. I've got little bushes and there's a lake in it. And the other component of my project, which is the poem, it reads, as we left the airport, driving down that dark, winding road, the window cracked open enough to let in the scent of the cold, damp earth. I had never felt more at home. And its purpose is to show exactly what I was feeling and experiencing when I came to know the Pacific Northwest for the first time. This poem is actually a revised version of a note that I typed into my phone the moment my dad picked me and my sister up from SeaTac. So this project of mine is, simply put, a visual and poetic interpretation of my connection to the world I know now to be my own. The natural environments of Washington and Oregon truly are an extension of who I am today, as I learned so much about myself through my experiences with nature. So that's why I did my project here. Sorry I kept clearing my throat throughout this whole thing, as I've been sick, but yeah, that's the purpose of my little project here. I look forward to seeing all of your guys' stuff, and thank you for watching.